Thank you for taking time to listen to this first workshop in a series called the Academic Enhancement Program. As you begin your first semester in college, most students want to be successful but don't really know what to anticipate. The first step to success is to understand the differences between high school and college and what will be expected from you. This presentation will review several aspects of college and recommend suggestions to help you successfully achieve your academic and career goals. Let's get started by discussing personal freedom. At this time in your life, you will now have a sense of personal freedom. In high school, your time was controlled by others. You were expected to be in school for a full 7 to 8 hours a day. Most often, you were given specific instructions and expected to obey them, or you typically had immediate consequences. In college, you are now responsible for how you choose to manage your time. It is up to you to decide how you spend that time. Usually, consequences are not immediate, and therefore students rarely think the choices that they make have a great impact. Ultimately, you will need to own the choices that you make and accept any consequences that may result from them. In high school, your class schedule was controlled by others. Your counselor or teacher designed a daily schedule that kept you in classes for a full 7 to 8 hours a day, and your schedule was scripted with limited options for you. In addition, your parents typically oversaw your studies and expected you to have your assignments completed by that evening. In college, you were typically only going to be in class 2 to 4 hours a day. It will initially seem as though you have a lot more free time, so you will be responsible for managing your time and activities. If you want to be successful, you will need to plan to spend around 2 hours preparing for class for every hour you are in class to fully understand the material. From this slide, you can see that in high school, most teachers took attendance daily, and often you received some sort of credit for simply being there. Classes were manageable, and your teachers knew whether you were there or not, and whether you were engaged or not. In college, professors can decide whether they will take roll or not. In other words, attendance may be optional. In addition, it will be up to you to decide whether to attend class or complete your assignments. Don't let that fool you into thinking it isn't important to attend class. You can't depend on your classmates to collect information or take notes the same way that you would. Another aspect that is different about classes is that in high school, your textbooks were provided for you with little to no expense. However, in college, you will need to budget for textbooks. Some classes, the textbook can cost well over $100. So you will definitely want to be prepared for those extra costs to be included in your budget each semester. Another component involves your requirements. In high school, the state usually defined the guidelines for meeting graduation requirements. In college, the requirements can vary from major to major. In addition, you will likely have a lot more options to consider. So it is very important that you discuss with your academic advisor what those options are. In addition, in order to offer the variety of courses and the diversity in majors, some classes are only offered every other year. So you will want to familiarize yourself with the sequencing of courses so that you are not surprised when a requirement is not offered that final spring semester. Let's spend some time talking about the differences between high school teachers and college professors. High school teachers have been trained on teaching methods and learning styles of students, and they usually provide additional assistance if you are not able to attend class. They will often provide reminders to you regarding deadlines for assignments. In college, professors are experts in their chosen field of study. It is unlikely that they will take the time to explore your learning style, so you will need to adapt quickly to their unique teaching style. It is rare if a professor will assist you if you've missed class. Most professors expect you to get that information on your own, and it will be up to you to read the syllabus and make note of any deadlines or exam dates. In high school, teachers generally reiterate the information in the textbook to make sure you understand the material. They will often provide additional assistance, such as emphasizing information on the board or even providing handouts from their PowerPoint slides. In college, professors will likely enhance the textbook information from additional sources. You'll be expected to relate that information to the textbook readings. Learning how to take good notes in class is one of the keys to being successful in college. Preparation, or studying, is the next distinction I would make between high school and college. In high school, 2 to 3 hours a week was generally all it took to prepare for school. In college, you will likely spend 2 to 3 hours outside of class for every hour you spend in class each week. It is important to build in a regular study period to make sure you have reviewed your class notes and have a good understanding of the information in your textbook. In high school, assignments were often based on brief readings, and they were often reviewed in class. In college, you will have substantial amounts of reading and writing, and may not necessarily be directly discussed in class, but you very possibly will be tested over the information. Now let's take a few minutes and talk about tests and how they differ. In high school, testing was more frequent and covered smaller amounts of material. In college, you may only have 1 or 2 exams the entire semester. Be prepared to be tested over large amounts of material. You will want to build in several study periods to prepare for an exam. Also in high school, you were likely able to make up a test if you missed an exam. In college, your instructor will not chase you down or offer a makeup test. You'll need to take the responsibility to require if makeup exams are even possible. Another comparison about tests. In high school, teachers would often conduct review sessions, identifying the key concepts. In college, professors rarely offer review sessions, but if they do, it is highly recommended that you participate in them. It definitely will be noticed. The most significant difference in testing is how your knowledge is measured. In high school, you are typically asked to reproduce the information that was presented to you in the same format from class. In college, professors will want to know if you can apply that information that you've learned to new situations. Finally, let's talk about the difference in the grading process. In high school, grades or points are provided for most of your assigned work. In college, the work is assigned to help you develop a knowledge base or give you an opportunity to reflect on a topic. Grades may or may not be assigned. Generally, in high school, your homework grades could help raise your grade if your overall test grade was low. In college, your grades are mostly based on test grades, papers, or major projects. In high school, you would often have extra credit that could assist in improving your final grade. Extra credit projects are rare in college, so if you have the opportunity, take advantage of any and all extra credit points. Also, in high school, some teachers will throw out a low test grade, or the initial test may not have the same point value that a final exam may have. In college, most exams have the same point values. It is good to use the first exam as a model for the instructor's style of testing. In high school, effort was usually rewarded in some way. In college, results are what counts. Many students think their grades should depend on their effort, not on their performance. It is important to focus more on the improved knowledge base rather than the points or grading scale. I hope this quick review of these 6 areas will help identify how to better prepare for college. Take some time to review the comparisons and make a list of what changes you're going to make. The quicker you make these adjustments and take ownership for them, the more likely you will be successful in college. For additional assistance, feel free to contact me. I'll be glad to assist you with your transition to college. Good luck this semester.